Welcome, Field Home Farm Sessions, episode 315, March 25th, 2026. Mystery's on already. Mystery, I finally got a hold of Scottish Jim, and he said he's coming here today at 2 o'clock. So I will get into why I had an open day, open night, and now it's a bit of a shit show on Wednesday. But it's a good shit show, and I'll tell you all about it. I was looking at the weather because she's a little bit nipply out there today, and I always bring you up to date in the weather in southern Ontario, Bradford, hour and a half north of Toronto, -3. So it's not that cold, but it's warming up. It's supposed to be +5 this afternoon, and this is the southern Ontario crazy weather. If you haven't looked, mystery 14-day weather forecast, +11 tomorrow during the day. -3 on Friday. That's a whole lot of fucked up for Canada. Monday it's +13, then it goes to +4, and then it goes to +16 on April 1st, +16. And then I think we're cruising into good weather. We're getting over the +10 and whatnot. And I didn't even have this on my list, but I'm almost thinking of not putting fertilizer on my ground. I know you have to put fertilizer in your corn because corn will not grow without nitrogen. You have to do that. But soybeans, it's just way too much fucking money for what you get back. You can put whatever you want on, and it doesn't rain like last year. You don't get money back. So on wheat, I don't know. Who knows? I said it's just a crazy price. So Scottish Jim, mystery had a I don't even know. Mystery's a mystery, so he doesn't tell me exactly what he does with Scottish Jim. So maybe you talked about the real estate market. I don't know. The reason why I said it's not the most ideal time for Scottish Jim to come today because I had the day open, and anybody in minor hockey with drama and whatnot, there is good drama for our team, and it so happens that, a long story short, and I'll build up why. We get to play tonight against the team that quote unquote beat us out, Ottawa Wolverines, for one last 10-minute period because our coaches appealed. There's a rule. I shouldn't say law, whatever. I guess if you're an organization, it's a law. There is a rule. So the other team had a penalty with 44 seconds left. I'll give you the other thing. you could probably put it says, if you can spell that name, Roscoe, like Lufinski, maybe you're a Polish Podbean listener now. KJ's on. KJ goes right to the top of the list because she's the Hearts. So KJ, as I was telling Mystery and Roscoe, my daughter's team gets an extra period of hockey because the other team fucked up and they didn't really win. They won, but they didn't really win. So we actually get to play another period of hockey tonight against them. So just one period, and we have to go to Little Britain. KJ knows where Little Britain is because she's been all over Ontario. It had to be a neutral area because this Ottawa Arena, it is narrow, and these girls are big girls, and they play better on a narrow rink. Now, I haven't been to Little Britain, so it could be the same thing, but it's a different arena. It was supposed to be. So anyways, going back, so they had a penalty with 44 seconds left in the game, but we lost that game, and it's the first team to 4 points. So as I said, we won the first game. We tied the second game. So we had 2 points, and they had 1 point. Or sorry, we had 3 points, and they had 1 point after 2 games. And then the third game, they won in regular time. So we were tied at 3 points. So then we had to pay an extra period. But they had a penalty of 44 seconds. So they were supposed to carry the penalty over as OWHA rules, Ontario Women's Hockey Association rules. And they didn't because these refs are fucking idiots. And they were hometown refs. The one ref was a new ref, and he had an armband that says no refs, no game. Well, as I said to Dirty Mike yesterday on the phone, I said, you don't have a ref in training in a third round of a playoff series in the final game. Like that doesn't even make sense. And the reason is because they scored a goal, and the ref in training called the goal, and the official ref said he didn't see it and he called it off, and he overrules the other ref. So it was no goal, but it was a goal. Everybody knows it was a goal across the line. So that was one discrepancy. I don't think they. I'll find out more information, but I don't think we fought that one. I think there's a couple things. Drama, like I said, drama. It's like watching it's like watching one of these. What is it called? Walking Dead. All the love stories. They had two coaches that were suspended, and I don't know what they got suspended for. Like you could tell the ref he's a fucking idiot. You get like 3 games. You can do lots of stuff, but it doesn't take a lot to get suspended nowadays. If you're on the ice, Mystery and Roscoe, if you're on the ice, girls, boys, whatever, and you call the other teammate a pussy or a dick or a bitch or whatever, and the ref hears it, you will automatically, it's not even like a dispute. It's like when a player shoots a puck over the ice and a defenseman shoots the puck over the ice in an NHL game, it's an automatic penalty. If the ref hears you say those defamatory word, you get 6 games. Like you automatically get suspended and kicked out of the game. So same as that girl that kicked at one of our players, she gets automatic 6 games. It's like that's not even, you can't even argue it. That's the rule. It's not like a judgment call. That's the rule. So these coaches got kicked out. They were watching. Apparently, they went in the dressing room as well. I don't know if they disputed that. So that was part of it. Having a training ref, and as Dirty Mike said, it's okay to have a training ref. Well, you don't play professional curling. What about the guy in the Mystery says I say that to Roscoe all the time at curling? What, the bitch or the pussy or the dick? Which one? I don't think you call him an asshole because he's not. Roscoe's a nice guy. There was a guy. I'll get into my CHEP meeting in a minute, but which is Canadian Hatching Egg Producers. That might be a little boring for some people, but who knows? What about the Olympics, Mystery? When Sweden guy, I was looking at, there was something popped up on my Facebook yesterday with Brad Jacobs. He was talking all about Sweden, how he should love Canada, and I said, well, you know what? I don't know if he was pushing the rock with his finger, but from the replay, whoever's replay it was, Mark, whatever his name was, pushing the rock with his finger. So whatever. He should have got whatever. He didn't do it after that because he was watched. But anyways, and he said, "Fuck, I didn't fucking do it. I didn't fucking do it." He was swearing on TV. So I don't know. Is there a rule in the curling Olympics that you can't say fuck? I don't think they called each other names. They just said, "I didn't fucking do it. I didn't fucking do it." Getting back, so there was one thing with the coaches were suspended and they were in the rink. Kind of coaching the team ish, and then they went in the dressing room. So that's if you're suspended if you get suspended, you're not allowed to come to the rink just because you can't stand just because you think you can't stand behind the bench. You can't be coaching your team if you got suspended. That's one. The temporary ref, as as Dirty Mike said, it's okay to have a training ref, but you should have 2 regular refs to make the calls because one ref shouldn't. And I understand that. Mike was topsy turvy, like kind of him and Han, whether that we should that should have been a rule that the penalty should have been carried over. But it's I said you can't dispute whether you think it's good or not. It's in the rule books. That's a rule, and you have to carry that penalty over the extra period. Whether we would have scored or not, whether it would have made a big difference, doesn't matter. It's in the rule book, and they didn't follow the rules. So apparently, our coach and manager are awesome. They fight for the team. I mean, their kids are on the team also, but they fight for the team like so much, and they put so much energy into a minor league hockey team. But it's our girls, so we appreciate everything they do, and they're awesome. So, so they put that through, and they passed and said, yes, you get an extra period of hockey. So tonight is that getting back to Scottage Gym because Scottage Gym is coming. I said, well, if you're coming, Mystery, what are you worried about that for? We didn't. Well, I'll tell you what happened to I don't know who that guy is, but how are you? I'll tell you what happened to the Sharks. They don't fucking trade away their first round draft picks, do they? That's one thing they don't do. Like your stupid, every manager that you get on the Leafs team, they trade away first round picks. Makes a lot of fucking sense for building a team, doesn't it? Anyways, as I said to somebody else, and they got mad online, I said, "Get over your fucking Leafs. It's been 60 years. Like, give me a break. Like, what are you cheering for?" Anyways, we'll get into that after in a bit. I'm talking about minor hockey and Celebrini is the most amazing hockey player. He's Canadian, so. Did that guy leave? Who is he? Oh, how are you? What are you doing? Why'd you want to come online? I don't even know who you are. Tell me a bit about yourself. What do you do? Where are you from? Maybe I'll let. Maybe that's Scottish Jim. We'll see. So, anyways, we fought. So the championship game for the All Ontario is this Saturday in Toronto, I think, somewhere, and it's Central, and it's one game for the final. But and on top of that, we had to have this. We had to have a hearing, and the game had to be tonight or tomorrow night, and it had to be in a neutral ground. I don't know how Little Britain is neutral from Barrie to Ottawa, or Keene. I don't know how that's in the middle. It'd be more like Richmond Hill or something like that. But anyways, Little Britain sounds like home ice advantage, but we'll see what happens. At least the girls get another chance. And as I said to my daughter, your shootout miss just gets erased. It's like it didn't even matter. It's gone. It's you shared the live show. Thank you very much. It's like your shootout. You might have another. Hopefully they don't have another shootout. Hopefully they tie or win in regular time, which is 10 minutes. It'd be interesting to see if that penalty that was a minute and 40 something seconds is carried over, because it should be. And we'll start it with a power play. We started with a power play. It's not sudden death, which is really kind of crappy too. KJ left already. KJ, what are you doing? I was gonna talk so much about KJ, but I'm not now. I will when she's gone. So it's not sudden death, so we can score 3 goals and they can score 3 goals, and then we go into shootout. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you informed. It's exciting. They get another chance, and I don't know how the other team will handle it. They should have really. It says in the rules, and our coach said this. It should be forfeited. Like once that rule was broke and it was a hometown ref and they didn't carry the penalty over, the game is supposed to be forfeited. And for some reason, OWHA doesn't follow their own rules. So, Leaf Filter. Oh, Leaf. So in Keene, they had a trade show, and mistakenly I went upstairs to the trade show, and I talked to this Leaf Filter guy, and they put those screens on your eave troughs, and it keeps leaves out and keeps everything out. Now this guy's calling me like crazy, and I'm just like, fuck off. So, the Daughters hockey drama is almost done, and we'll see what happens. But what's going? Mystery and Roscoe are just talking to each other behind the scenes, so we'll see what happens. We'll drama, but then they were going to be done in practice for I think not next weekend. Not next weekend, not this weekend, not next weekend, the weekend after they have provincials, which is a weekend-long tournament, 3 games guaranteed. That's awesome. So they're practice. We weren't expecting this outcome. We knew it was bullshit that the way we lost, but at the same time, our coaches fought and got this extra 10 minutes. So our daughters better come out and prove themselves and kick some ass. I have Scottish Jim. I'll let you know all about him. Scottish Jim is going to be on the radio. Mystery, did he want to be on the podcast? I don't know. Is he going to be here tomorrow? He said he might. I don't know if he's staying over. He's coming to the I said, if you're staying over tonight, you're coming to the hockey game, because I'm going to the hockey game. So he's going to be driving 3 hours in a vehicle. I guess he gets to see a lot of Ontario. Maybe it's not ideal, but we're going to have a bit to drink. And when my wife comes, then Scottish Jim and I can have a lot to drink. So we'll see what happens. And it's supposed to be kind of warm tonight too, so that'll be all right. And I'll have Mystery. I'll have him on the podcast if he's here tomorrow. So guaranteed. KJ entered the studio again. Where'd you go, KJ? Did you have to put on your were you in your underwear listening before and you had to put on some clothes, or what the hell? My feed guy is coming today for take me out for lunch. Well, usually when he takes me out for lunch, he gives me my feed bill. So for the $25 lunch he buys me, I have to pay like an $80,000 feed bill. So it is a bonus, it is a benefit, but at the same time, I think he just adds the $40 onto my bill. So getting the barns ready. Yes, I'm getting the chicken barns ready. The chickens are coming Friday, so it's not the big. I was telling Julie Valentine all about it, and she says, "Oh, that must be a lot of work." I said, "Well, yes and no. You get used to it. It's like doing anything else. You get used to doing stuff. It's like how do you? You've done it so many times. It's like Mystery having sex with his no." sure I was gonna say something bad. Excuse me. It's you're so used to it, you're doing it so many times. It's not that hard anymore, and you can make it easier and easier. But it's the barns are getting ready. They got to get up to 92 degrees, around the 80, around 90 degrees, 89 degrees. But if you put it to 92, it's really 90 degrees. Chickens come in. Emmett Foster entered the studio. Emmett has the most hearts of anybody. Emmett, are you coming tonight to? No, I know you're not. So you get the barns ready, you heat up to 92, you get the feed all down, you make sure the feed's good, you make sure the medications are right in the feed, you make sure you have pure water. I usually put peroxide in the water. The water's got to be clean. The water line's got to be working. I got to fix a water line in my old barn today. It's not like broke. It's just leaking a bit, so I got to fix that. Um, just different things, little things here and there. It's not like dairy, Emmett, where you're milking cows and you're all the time and whatnot. Hold on, unedited KJ. Everybody have a drink. Everybody's kicking you on and off, isn't it, Roscoe? I see you on, I see you off. KJ, did you get bumped out? KJ left again. KJ, I'm gonna have to scold you. Mister, go over and give her a spanking. So barns are getting ready, and part of that, I used to have a radio at the end of my barn. I used to turn it on and listen to it while I was doing bedding up straw and getting feed ready for the chickens. And now I have headphones with my phone in my pocket. And I listen to. It doesn't help my hearing. It doesn't improve my hearing any. But I was listening to CHEP, Canadian Hatching Egg Production. It's open to the public. Mark Woods, our buddy there, mystery, or give her a good game. There you go. Have you ever gave her a good game? That's what I understand. I think KJ would punch you right in the face if you gave her a good game. I think she is that type of girl. Or maybe she'd welcome you with open arms like a kitty cat. I'm getting dirty, and I can hear Emmett Foster giggling in the background all the way from Rockwood, an hour and a half. But thanks for listening, Emmett. So chicken. Canadian Hatching Egg Production. It is great. It was an interesting meeting. It's open to the public. Anybody can listen from across Ontario, Canada, as long as you have a link to a Zoom meeting. So Mark Woods, who's Pecker, I didn't know he was a big deal. Apparently he's a big deal. So he's the chair of the Canadian Hatching Egg Production, CHEP. I had no idea. There's an Ontario one. I went to the Obihack meeting there in Stratford a little while ago. I told you all about it. Mark Woods is the chair of this meeting. So much like Murray Opstein is the chair of Chicken Farmers Ontario, and Tim Clawmaker is chair of Chicken Farmers of Canada, Mark Woods, yes, Pecker, is chair of CHEP. So he invited me on, and he's a down-to-earth kind of guy. He likes to have a few pops. It was kind of funny the way he's doing the meeting because he kind of puts a bit of humor in it too. It's a serious meeting. They're dictating how many eggs, how many hens, roosters, eggs they need for 2026 and 2027. So it's a very important meeting for our chicken broiler meat production, because they produce the eggs that in turn come to our barns as chicks, and we raise in production. It's a very, very, very important meeting as our supply management system, and they are one of the four pillars, or not four pillars, but they are one of the four pieces of supply management. You got the hatching eggs, you got broiler, Chicken Farmers of Ontario, hatching eggs, broiler meat, dairy farmers, and turkey farmers. Those are your four supply management groups. So your eggs turn into broiler meat, so you have to dictate how many eggs are coming in, or how many hens they have to produce. And in turn, they also bring in eggs from different countries, mostly from the States. They bring in 22% eggs from the States for our broiler production. Also, they bring in spent fowl, which is hen laying that lay eggs for your eggs, scrambled eggs, over easy, fertilized eggs like mystery. They bring in those eggs as well. They bring in those hens as well, tariff free. So that is part of it too. And with the high cost of everything, they put that meat into Campbell's soup and your lower end meat. And you can imagine it's like getting a beef cow to eat for a steak or a dairy cow to eat for a steak. That's basically the same comparison. If you do broiler meat, to a egg laying hen. That's your meat. Egg laying hen is your dairy cow for a steak, and your broiler meat is a nice black Angus cow for your meat. So that is a difference. So it's a very interesting meeting. They set the allocation for all of 26, all of 27, and that's what they did. So I have down NHL is boring. NHL is fucking boring right now, Mystery. I don't know. I know you Leaf fans, you still pay attention to your Leafs. I don't even pay attention to the Sharks anymore. Right now is like a lull in the season, and I want the playoffs to start when real hockey starts. Hopefully, I think Philly is in the mix. I'm not sure. I don't pay. Like I said, I don't pay that much attention. I know Florida is, and they won the last two Stanley Cups. So once the first round starts, then it gets interesting. Then it's good hockey. Right now, it's like eh. Mystery said he wanted to go to yes, Mystery, sure there. At least, like I said, at least we have some draft picks coming up. I said it's so funny you listen to people online on Facebook, and it's like, oh, the Leafs, they want to tank to get the first round draft pick. I said, you guys traded your first round draft pick, so tanking only helps the team that you traded the first round pick to. Like that's how stupid your fans are, Mystery. I hate to tell you that, but so let's stop the NHL. Oh, Barkey got it. KJ sent me a text and said, Bark, see, she's my secretary. She told me what was happening because I asked online. I said, what happened to Barkey? And apparently he had an upper body injury the 19th, I think, of March. And I don't know how severe it is. I haven't talked to anybody of importance to figure out exactly what happened, but he's missed a few games. So hopefully he's all right. He always comes back. Not Mystery. Plumber Scott like this. So there was a guy online. He's a comedian. And he said, these guys that do all these dry Februaries, and he says, I don't know what's going on. So he said his wife asked him, he said, why don't you do a dry February or dry March? He said, okay, I'll do a dry February or dry March. You do a no Amazon February or March. no Amazon packages. If I don't drink for a whole month, this is what the comedian says, I want you to order no Amazon packages for a month. See Mystery and Emmett. I don't know if Roscoe's wife does as much, but probably not. But Emmett and a bunch of these people, do they can your wives or can your significant others not shop on Amazon for a month? Yesterday I was going wild on Amazon. I think I bought 4 things, waiting for the feed to 4 things I needed. I don't just unnecessarily. Actually, I did buy a nice. I did buy a nice hat rack. I know all the farmers online right now, my 3 buddies, and I don't know if KJ wears hats, but they had an Amazon hat rack. And if there's one thing I fucking need, actually I need 2 of them, is a hat rack because I have 100 hats. I don't know how many hats. My son gets into hats a bit. My daughter, it's kind of funny because my daughter, the hockey girl that used to wear a lot of hats, and she'd always wear them backwards, that's the way she did it, hasn't wore hats as much. Now she's getting to be a girl, she's getting to be a woman. So maybe she's not liking wearing hats as much, but she used to be a tomboy. She's still cool, but she used to wear a hat backwards. She hasn't worn it as much. So we will see. Got to get the water line fixed. Roscoe says, yes, a lot of Amazon comes here from the wife. What are the products that your wife buys, Roscoe? There is a guy, Hank, from Haldeman Hank. He says the amount of shit that comes up his driveway from Amazon is unbelievable. And apparently, Haldeman Hank does not have a short laneway. So when you see the Amazon truck coming, Roscoe says no idea. You have no idea what she buys. Like, does she buy scents, soap? What is like? You have some idea. I know what my wife buys, but she'll buy different stuff. But at dress shoes, if you want, I was looking in a store. The best thing to do is go to a store, look at something you want or something you need, and then I actually right there go on Amazon, look to see if they have it, and if I need it, I'll buy it. So dress shoes, Bruno Marco, I think Marco Bruno, whatever the hell they're called. Awesome dress shoes. I've had those for about a year, 2 years. Amazon, they are good in a way. They are good in a way. And I bought some printer ink. It was like $35 for printer ink. In Walmart, almost $90 for the double cartridge extra large printer ink. So Amazon does have its advantages, but thanks for listening today. I'll let you know how it goes with Scottish Jim. And I'm not even gonna say go Sharks, go Mystery, because give them a couple years and they'll be all right. Enjoy the cold for a bit. Get out there and run around your bikini, Mystery, and we'll talk to you in a bit. Oh, Mystery.